former senior advisor to the Trump transition team, Trump 2024 campaign, Jason Miller. Jason, always great to see you, sir.
Great to be with you.
I mean, unfit. Does he want to go back and play Biden during the campaign, which you were so instrumental in? I mean, these are attacks on the president in a time where most people would be looking at this saying, we're proud to have a commander who can get behind our military, who can get behind and command the world with a speech like last night. I believe that's what he intended to do and did. Your reaction to the address?
Exactly, and to go right at crying Chuck Schumer when he said that there were no clear objectives laid out. The president very specifically and concisely laid out that we want to stop Iran's ability to pursue a nuclear weapon, absolutely eliminate any access Iran has to ballistic missiles, make sure their Navy and their Air Force is destroyed. Most importantly, also make sure that Iran does not have the ability to export terror, whether that's in the region, causing chaos in the Strait of Hormuz, or nationally, or internationally, rather. The other thing I'd say, too, is I thought the president did that was so important is he laid out the historical case of how Iran has been a threat, not just a threat, but also attacking and killing Americans for years, literally for decades. Also the historical context in which that should be addressed, as you mentioned in your intro, with other wars in the past and how quickly we're moving through this with Iran. But the president laid out his specific goals. And I thought that last clip that you played there with the president saying this is what it's going to happen, what it's going to do for the future, I thought was critically important, because most Americans worried about going to work every day or going to school or paying the bills. They might not be tracking what this chaos does to international markets, what it does to our economy. But to remove this and to have the threat of Iran gone for the next 50 years or maybe permanently, that is well worth the sacrifice we're making right now.
Yeah, well said, Jason. And I'm glad you mentioned the international markets, because they do react when President Trump speaks. And I think that's why Democrats are so incensed, because they know how powerful he is in using national security in a way that's reshaping the Middle East. I have to play a little bit of this. This is another market mover, Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase. While he's saying there are a lot of risks that the U.S. is facing, China, Iran, this is what he has to say about what he's seeing right now in President Trump's second administration.
We have the most prosperous nation the world's ever seen, the most innovation the world's ever seen, but we should acknowledge the problems and try to fix them. We're so tough on our politicians. We just annihilate them, and I just think it's wrong.
Who do you think he's talking to? Annihilate them. Clearly, he's saying Trump's getting heat for doing things that are just politically motivated attacks.
Yeah, and Jamie Dimon knows exactly that if we're going to have real stability and real economic growth, not just in the U.S., but with our allies, whether it be in the UAE, other folks in the GCC countries, we have to have safety and security. That's only going to happen by getting rid of this theocratic Islamism regime, which the president has done. They've effectively killed all of their top leaders and even their second and third tier leaders, really. But Jamie Dimon knows. He knows that somebody had to step up and do this. And the only time that we're going to have someone ever step up and do this is President Trump. Same way he stepped up and secured the border. Same way he stepped up and saved the economy. Same way they made sure we're energy independent. Every presidential candidate talks about doing these things, but only President Trump actually went and did it. One other real quick thing I'd say about the markets as well. I saw a little bit of the hand-wringing from some of the panicans this morning regarding the markets and the futures last night in the markets. Bloomberg actually has a really good write-up this morning that through all 5 weeks that we've had of the war so far, the Mondays through Wednesdays have been up and Thursdays and Fridays have been down. That's been the case for each of the last 5 weeks. So the fact that it was down a little bit today, guys, it's going to come right back up. The markets are going to be so much more stable and secure going forward.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.